Welcome back to the Washington Nationals MLB 26 franchise. We just wrapped up the NLDS, beating Milwaukee 3-1, and now we go to the NLCS, take on the Dodgers, make it to the Final Four. Shane McClanahan will be taking on Shohei Ohtani. They have met twice this season. You can see we won 9-2 in that initial meeting. Also beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3 in that series in April. And then again in June, we won 2 out of 3 with McClanahan beating Ohtani again. This time 5-2, so we win 4 out of the 6 games against the Dodgers. Dodgers won 102 games during the regular season, only team in either league to win 100 games. Take a look at their lineup. It is star-studded from top to bottom. They added Matt Chapman and Bryce Harper in trades with the Phillies this season. Also signed Nico Hoerner, I believe, last year as a free agent. Steven Kwan's playing left field. They have Nathaniel Lowe and Tommy Edman, Aaron Gifo, all these guys on their bench against lefties. Pretty much the same team, just different order. Pitching rotation, Ohtani, Glasnow, Yamamoto, Snell, and Sheehan. Like I said, we've already beaten Ohtani twice head-to-head. We got Orion Kerkering in their bullpen. Edwin Diaz is setting up for Brad Keller. So yeah, this team is loaded for bear, and it's going to be a very tough series for us, even though, like I said, we beat them 4 out of 6 games during the regular season. I did make one change to our roster for this round of the playoffs. I'm going to send Andrew Alvarez off the active roster, and we're going to add third baseman Brock Wilken, even though he hasn't played in the majors this year. We spent the whole year down in AAA. I want to make sure we have another good defender play third base. That way Willie Castro, if need be, he can slide to short or second in case of an injury or a defensive replacement. Gives us another power bat from the right side, so we have so many left-handed bats in our lineup. And I wanted to just add another infielder. All we had was Kiner Falefa, and I thought we needed more depth there for a longer series. In our lineup, will stay exactly the same as it did for last round. I will keep Cruz up here at 6 and Castro 8. Just I like Castro hitting down further, gives us more pop down at the bottom of the order than having him up with Cruz down there. Left-hand side, exact same thing as we had last round. And a pitching rotation, nothing changes except Alvarez is out of this slot for another position player in Brock Wilken. And we have no big injuries, but the Dodgers have a couple. Brendan Donovan, broken hand, out 1 to 2 months. Will Smith, broken arm, out 2 to 3 weeks. So they will not have those 2 extra players on their roster in the lineup, and that's good because Will Smith eats me up. And Donovan gives them plenty of position flexibility. I'm not even sure he was in the major leagues this year, but they have 2 big injuries, and we are healthy. Now it's time to hop in and get this NLCS started. We will play the first 3 games, and then from there we will go and kind of see how the series goes. If we're down 3-0, we'll just go 1 game at a time for the rest of the series, or if we're up 3-0. But if we get a split, then next episode would probably be 2 games, and then we would go 1-1 if we have to go 6 or 7. Just want to make sure you know what the format is for the longer series. So let's stop talking and let's get in here and start playing. Shane McClanahan against Shohei Ohtani for the 3rd time this year. And what they say, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. See if McClanahan can do that. Master Ohtani one more time. And here we are, NLCS 2028 season. Knocked off the Brewers in the first round, and now we go to the legendary Dodger Stadium for Game 1. So we have a serious David versus Goliath matchup in this game. Dodgers can pretty much buy any player they want. We're trying to get this roster improved on our end and see if we can compete at that level. This will be our first big test in the postseason. It's the Washington Nationals, a bunch of young upstarts looking to make names in the postseason. It's the Dodgers looking to spend whatever they have to spend to get another World Series championship. It's the postseason on MLB The Show 26. And on the mound for the Dodgers, two-way player Shohei Ohtani did not have the greatest first-round matchup there, but during the regular season, here are his hitting numbers: 48 doubles, 10 triples, 40 homers, 127 ribs, 32 steals, hit .290. On the pitching side, 13-7 with a .330 ERA and 190 Ks in 172 innings. So we have our hands full here in Game 1, and C.J. Abrams going to lead things off for the Nats as he takes strike 1 right down the middle. These Dodger pitchers they have a ton of strikeout pitchers in rotation, so it's going to be a tough task for us just to make contact. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's going to swing and miss and strike out on the slider, as I predicted. Going to have trouble with these guys. Here's our lineup. Wood 2, Buxton 3. Got Castro back down at 8, Cruz at 6. Stepping in is James Wood, struggling in the postseason. 1 home run, only hitting 125. Got to get him going. He's a very important part of our offense. He's down 1-2. Here's the pitch, and strikes out on the 100-mile-an-hour four-seamer up in his eyes, up in the letters, and quickly 2 strikeouts to start this game for Shohei, and that'll bring in Buxton. See, he has no home runs, no RBIs in the postseason. He runs the count full. And the pitch from Shohei is outside for ball 4. So we do get our first base runner of the game. I knew coming into this, Shohei doesn't have the greatest stamina, so we're going to be taking a lot of pitches, trying to foul pitches off, get into deep counts. And we're going to send Buxton on the first pitch. There he goes. Pitch high, throw down, and he is out. Wow, good throw by Rushing, filling in for the injured Will Smith. Guns down Buxton to end the first inning. Haven't had any one of those. That's the first time we've been caught stealing in the postseason. They're scoreless going to the bottom of the first. On the mound for the Nats, Shane McClanahan had a much better game 1 against the Brewers than those numbers show. Did not have a ton of strikeouts and basically ran into one bad inning. He's going to face Mookie Betts as their leadoff man. And here's a rip down the third baseline, just foul. Dodgers have no Will Smith, no Brendan Donovan, so their lineup is a little bit different than normal. They've also picked up Bryce Harper and Matt Chapman from the Phillies, and there's ball 4 outside, so Betts is going to reach. Their first man on and nobody out here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring in Shohei, not having the strongest postseason on either side, pitching or hitting. 1-1 count on him. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball into right center field. Cruz on the run, and he's going to get there. And they'll have that for the first out as Betts has to go back to first base. As I said, they brought in both Bryce Harper and Matt Chapman in midseason trades with the Phillies as the rich get richer. And that lineup's a little different without Will Smith in it. And that'll bring in Kyle Tucker, the big free agent signing 2 years ago. Man on first, 1 out. 2-0 pitch, and there's a high fly ball in the deep center field. Buxton racing back at the edge of the track, and he's got that for the second out as Betts has to go back to first base again. And that'll bring in Bryce Harper, the former Washington National, Philadelphia Philly. 0-2 count on him, and here's the pitch. And he swings through the four-seamer and strikes out. So Shane walks the leadoff man, gets 2 flyouts and a K, and we are scoreless after 1 in the NLCS. And leading off for the Nats will be Vinny Pasquantino. He's got a couple of RBI doubles, but not much else in the postseason. He runs the count full, like I said, trying to get his pitch counts up early. Here's the pitch, and that's high for ball 4. So we get a leadoff walk. Haven't had any hits, but we've had 2 walks so far. That'll bring in Luis Garcia. Hasn't done a ton since game 1 against the Brewers. Got 1 on and nobody out. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. There's going to be a fly ball into left field as Kwan's going to back up and take that for the first out as Vinny goes back to first base. That'll bring in Dylan Cruz, hitting 143. Started dreadfully, picking it up lately. 2 hits, 2 walks in his last 2 games against Milwaukee. Runs the count full. Here's the pitch. And check swing. Did he go? No, they said he didn't. That's ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning, 3 in the game so far. That'll put 2 men on and 1 out for the rookie Tom McVay. See, he's struggling just a bit in the postseason as well. Runs the count full. This will be pitch 38 already. We're only in the top of the second. And he swings over a curveball and strikes out. He's way ahead on that pitch. Huge strikeout for Ohtani, his 3rd. And that'll bring in Willie Castro, the hero of game 2 against the Brewers. Got 2 on and 2 out. Look for a big clutch 2-out hit here. Here's the pitch. There's going to be a ground ball to short. Betts has it, throws the second for the force. And Shohei pitches around the 2 walks in the inning. still haven't gotten a hit in the game, and we're scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. And leading off for the Dodgers, Matt Chapman, as I said before, came over from Philadelphia in a trade in midseason. Nobody on, nobody out, 0-1 count, and the pitch. There's a shot in the left field. Wood racing back, and he's got it as he backpedals. That's the first out here in the second inning. Chapman thought he hit it better than he did. And that'll bring in Steven Kwan. He's having a decent postseason. He's down in count 0-2, though. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on the four-seamer. So Shane has the strikeout pitch going early. Strikeout number 2. That'll bring in Nico Hoerner. Nobody on and 2 out, having a dreadful postseason. That's why he's batting 9th. He's down in count 0-2. Here's the pitch from Shane. And another strikeout as he blows a four-seamer past him. 3 Ks now through 2 innings. This game is scoreless. Both teams struggling to find offense. No hits. And we're off to the third inning, looking for some sign of offense from either team. We're going to hop ahead to the bottom of the fourth. We went down 1-2-3, nothing going there. Kyle Tucker's going to lead things off down in count 0-2, and here's the pitch from Shane. And it hits him. Wasn't trying to knock him back off the plate 0-2. It just kind of got away from him, so now they have a man on first and nobody out for Bryce Harper. And first pitch swings, ground ball, and it gets by Garcia into right field. His lack of range coming into play there. As now they have their first 2 men on. That's the first hit of the ball game for either team. We got 2 on and nobody out for Chapman. 1-2 pitch. And here's a ground ball. And that's going to get by Garcia as well. Runner around third. Here comes the throw. And it is up the line. And he's in safe. So the Dodgers use a hit by pitch and 2 singles. And now they're up 1-0 here in the fourth. Still nobody out. Steven Kwan coming up. Struck out his first time. Heading to count 1-0. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to second. Garcia's got it. Flip to Abrams at short. Over to first. And there we go. 4-6-3 double play. Comes one batter too late to prevent the run. See this replay. Hit it right at him. So Garcia doesn't have trouble if it's hit right at him. Good turn there at second base. Now there's 2 outs. And a man on third for Nico Hoerner. Struck out his first time. See if Shane can get out of this inning and only allow 1 run. 2-1 pitch, and there's a ground ball, and that's going to be through for a base hit up the middle, and the Dodgers score another run as Hoerner comes through with the 2-out RBI single. He was that close to getting out of the inning with no runs allowed, and now we have a man on first and 2 out for Andy Pages. There's a high fly ball into right field. Cruz racing back to the track, and he's got it right in front of the Nationals bullpen to end that rally, but the Dodgers put up 2 runs in the half inning with 4 hits. Now we're down 2-0 going to the 5th. And leading off will be Dylan Cruz. Walked his first time. He's got the count full again. Here's the pitch from Ohtani, and it's low for ball 4. So Dylan draws his second walk of the game. See if he can get him going with his legs and get a stolen base, get in a scoring position. Tom McVay up, and we're going to send him the first pitch. Here it comes. And it's a strike, throw down, and he's in safely. Rushing didn't have as strong a throw that time, so now he take away the double play. See this replay, had a good jump. And he's one of our best stolen base guys on the team. See that throw was high, it wasn't even remotely close. Now man on second, nobody out. McVay down in count 0-2. Pitch number 73 from Ohtani. Here's a pop-up on the infield. Chapman behind third base is going to have it as Ohtani jammed McVay on that one, and that's the first out. That'll bring in Willie Castro. Big RBI chance here. First pitch to him. Here's a high fly ball into left field. Kwan racing back at the edge of the track, shy of the track. He's got it. Cruz is going to have to hold. That's going to be the second out. Now it's going to settle on Harry Ford to get that 2-out RBI. First pitch to him. Here's a high fly ball into right field. Tucker racing back to the track, and he's got it in front of our bullpen again. And so Ohtani pitches around a walk in the stolen base. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Dodgers still up 2-0. And LA would go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half, so we're going to go to the top of the 6th inning with C.J. Abrams leading things off. See, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. New pitcher now is Giovanni Moran as we chase Ohtani on his pitch count. Here's a line drive, base hit to left field as we get our first hit of the game leading off the 6th inning here. It's been a real struggle against Ohtani. Moran's not happy about giving up the hit to break up the no-hitter. That'll bring in James Wood, 0 for 2 with a K on the day. He needs to come up big here. Heading to count 2-0. Here's the pitch. TJ goes. It's a strike. Throw down, and he is in safe with a stolen base. Now we get rid of the double play chance. Get him in scoring position. Try and knock him in. 2-1 count on Wood now. Here's the pitch from Moran. It's a high fly ball down the left field line, and it is just foul. 9.5 feet as Wood tried to tie the game on that swing. Now we got a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and he's way out in front of the changeup and strikes out. Upset, so was I, trying to swing at that pitch. And that'll bring in Buxton now with a man on second and 1 out. 0 for 1 with a walk. I don't know why I struggle with Wood so much, but we got to get it straightened out. Buxton with a full count now. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on the changeup. 2 wasted opportunities with a man scoring position, and now it's going to fall to Vinny Pasquantino, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Going to need a big hit from him. I do hit well with him. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Moran. And it's going to be a line shot right to Betts at short. So the Dodgers pitch around a walk, a stolen base, and get through our 3 biggest hitters, 1, 2, 3. And offense is struggling tonight. We're down 2-0 going to the bottom of the inning. And leading off for LA, right fielder Kyle Tucker, 0 for 1, hit by pitch on an 0-2 count. That really pissed me off, to be honest. And he's down 0-2 again. Here's the pitch from Shane. And we're not going up and in. We're going to drop a circle change right there at the knees and strike him out looking for the first out of the inning. See his pitch usage on the night. And that'll bring in Bryce Harper, 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Heading to count 3-1. Here's the pitch from Shane. And it's going to be a high fly ball in left field. Wood racing back to the track. And he's going to settle and have that for the second out as Harper tried to go Oppo Taco on us. Didn't quite get that one, thank God. And that'll bring in Matt Chapman, 1 for 2 with an RBI single. 1-1 count on him. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball down the left field line, hooking, and it is gone over that short 3-foot wall. And Matt Chapman makes it 3-0 Dodgers as he hits one over the low wall, keeps it fair. It's his second hit of the night, second RBI of the night. Looks like he wants to be the main nemesis in this series already. See this replay. Same place Wood hit his, but he kept his fair. That'll bring in Stephen Kwan, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Clanahan pitching well, just inopportune pitches here and there. 0-1 count on Kwan, and the pitch is a fly ball straight into left field to Wood. A couple of steps, and he'll have that to end the inning. But LA gets an attack on run on the solo shot by Matt Chapman. Now our job is even tougher as we're down 3-0 after 6 innings. And we're going to hop ahead to the top of the 9th. Not much going on for either team as both bullpens are settled in and shutting down the offense, and coming out of the pen is going to be the Dodgers closer, Brad Keller. You would think it'd be Edwin Diaz, but Diaz has moved his setup role this year. Keller's their new closer, and he's 1 for 1 in the postseason in that role. And leading off will be Byron Buxton, 0 for 2 with a walk. Need to get him on with these guys in the middle of the order to drive him in. He's got a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Keller. And chases a slider and strikes out, and that's how we start the 9th inning. 1 up, 1 down. That'll bring in Vinny. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Need to get him on base. Pinch run for him if you need to. 1-1 pitch on the way. There's a high fly ball in the left field down the line again, and that one hooks foul as well. Man, 2 balls we couldn't keep fair. Chapman keeps his fair. Now the count goes full on Vinny. Here's a pitch from Keller, and low for ball 4, so we do get a runner on base. That'll bring the tying run on deck. That'll bring in Luis Garcia. Does better with men in scoring position, though. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. See if he can find a way on base and bring up Cruz. It's down and count 1-2, though. Here's the pitch from Keller. There's a high fly ball in the left center field. Kwan on the run, and he's got it for the second out as Vinny has to go back to first base. That'll bring in Dylan Cruz, 0 for 1, 2 walks and a steal. I like the walks, but we need ball in play somewhere, preferably in a gap. 1-0 count on him. Here's the pitch from Keller. And it's going to be a ground ball snagged at first by Harper, steps on the bag, and the Dodgers win Game 1 of the NLCS. 3-0. Great pitching performance by Shohei Ohtani. Our offense did just enough, and our offense really struggled to get anything done. And LA takes Game 1 here at home. Not that it's much of a surprise. Check out this line score. McClanahan, 3 runs in 6 innings. Ohtani, no hits, no runs in 5. Chapman, the big star on their side on the hitting. And we didn't have much of anything as LA takes the quick 1-0 lead. And we got to get back in Game 2. Check the box score. See, 1 hit for Abrams, 1 hit for McVay. We had 5 walks, but we struck out 12 times. Stole 3 bags. Not a bad start at all by McClanahan. Bullpen holds him in check, but our offense just couldn't get anything going. On their side, 2 hits for Harper, 2 hits for Chapman, including a home run. And there you go. 4 walks, 5 Ks, but no hits, no runs for Ohtani and their bullpen. Struck us out 7 times in 4 innings. We got to get the offense figured out. This is going to be a quick series. Now we head to Game 2 of the NLCS. Almost a must-win game. I would say it's a must-win game for us. We can't go down 2-0. Got to give ourselves a chance going back home. We got a lot of pressure on us, both on the pitching side and on the hitting side. And on the mound for the Dodgers, tall right-hander Tyler Glasnow. Kate Horton on the other end is his opponent. 2 good pitchers. See if our offense can wake up. Maybe it's just going to be the blue jerseys. We need to get into the blue ones and not the gray ones. And on their side, you got to limit their offense and somehow find a way to get more hits. Walks are fine. We need hits. This is Game 2 of the NLCS. There's a tall right-hander Tyler Glasnow. Didn't have the greatest first round. Good strikeout to walk ratio, but not a good ERA, hopefully, and whip. Hopefully we can continue that stretch. And CJ is going to lead things off, and the first pitch is going to be up and in for ball 1. Got to watch his fastball and his curveball. Runs the count full. Here's the pitch, and inside for ball 4. So CJ does his job, makes him throw a lot of pitches, draws a walk, get that leadoff man on here in the first inning, and you know he's going to go on the first pitch. Buxton steps in. There he goes. There's a pitch. Curveball outside. Picked a great pitch to steal on as Rushing had no chance. It's slow curveball, and it was outside the boot, so CJ gets the good jump. Not that he needed one on that pitch. And there we go. Man in scoring position already starting this game better than Game 1. Now we have an RBI chance for Buxton. Counts even at 2, though. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball to left field, and that one is gone. Byron Buxton gets his first home run of the postseason, launches at 429 feet to the left center field stands, and we have a 2-0 lead. So we do something we couldn't do in Game 1, get a big hit with a man in scoring position, and we also do it here in the first. See this replay, belt high, and he lost it into the LA night. Bat flip and arm pump, he knew he got all of it. Everybody just stood and watched. And there we go, that is exactly what we needed to get this Game 2 going, and that'll bring in James Wood, hitting 100 in the postseason. He's the next thing we got to get going. Got to get, even if it's just singles, we need to get him on base. Heading to count 3-0. Here's the pitch, and swinging a pop-up on the infield. Chapman, 3-0 swinging, and he swung at ball 4, and he's going to pop out to third base. Matt Chapman, and that's the first out of the inning. There you can see our lineup, exact same one we had for game 1. No changes. That'll bring in Vinny with nobody on and 1 out. Trying to get this rally started again. And he pops it up, and this time it's in foul territory up the third base line. Chapman's going to have that by the coach's box, and there's 2 down. 2 good pitches by Glasnow. Gets us to chase and pop out, and that'll bring in Garcia. Nobody on and 2 out. 2-0 lead. First pitch swinging, ground ball to Betts. Has that throw to first, and we go 1 down, 1-2-3 after the walk and the home run. But Buxton gives us a big 2-run lead early in this game. Hopefully that will carry over to the rest. We're up 2-0 going to the bottom of the first inning here in game 2. And on the mound for the Nationals, Cade Horton, ERA champion in the majors this year, had an excellent start against the Brewers. Looking for him to continue that here against the Dodgers. He's already won a world championship with the Cubs last year, so he has the experience. Just need him to come through. Leading things off will be Mookie Betts. I can tell you right now, this lineup is a little bit different for the Dodgers. You'll see that here in a minute. 2-0 count on Mookie. Here's the pitch. And it's a pop-up on the infield. Castro in fair territory behind the third base bag. We'll have that, and that's how we start the bottom of the first inning. Good start there by Cade. And here's the lineup change. And you'll see there's no Shohei Ohtani. Rushing jumps all the way to 5. Tommy Edman comes in to play DH. Because Ohtani pitched and hit, he's too tired to play in this game. It's good for us. And that'll bring in Kyle Tucker. Hasn't had the strongest postseason. Nobody on and 1 out and a 1-2 count. Here's a pitch. There's a high fly ball into right field. Cruz will drift back a few steps, and he's going to settle under it and have that. And that's the second out here in the bottom of the first inning. Good start by Cade. That'll bring in Bryce Harper. Got to keep him in the ballpark today, just like Matt Chapman. Those guys are dangerous. Here's the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on a high fastball. And we end the bottom of the first inning with a quick 1-2-3 inning for Cade Horton and the Nats. Go to the second inning, see if we can get some more runs. And leading off for the Nationals will be Dylan Cruz. Got a lot more walks than hits in the series. Need to get him going with the bat. 0-2 count. And swings and misses and strikes out on a high four-seamer. That's how we start the second inning. First strikeout for Glasnow. That'll bring in McVay. Nobody on and 1 out. And here's a smash to first, grab by Harper, and he'll race to the bag, and that's the second out. That'll bring in Willie Castro. Nobody on, 2 out. Still 2-0 Washington. If he can get on base, get a 2-out rally going. 2-2 count. And a pitch from Glasnow. And swings over to 12-6 and strikes out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Glasnow and the Dodgers. We head to the bottom of the second inning, clinging to a 2-0 lead. And leading off for LA is going to be that man, Matt Chapman. Single, RBI single, and a solo homer in game 1. Works the count full. Here's the pitch. And, just missed high for ball 4, so he's going to be on base again. Dodgers have their leadoff man on. That'll bring in Dalton Rushing, having a dreadful postseason. They really miss Will Smith being out and injured. 0-2 pitch. Here's a smash to second. Garcia's got it. Flip to CJ for 1 on the first and a 4-6-3 double play. There we go. Erase that leadoff walk. Again, you can see on balls hit right at Garcia, he has no problem, but going to his left or right gives him a lot of trouble. Lucky for us, it was right at him. And that'll bring in Steven Kwan. Nobody on and 2 out. Being an okay postseason. And the 0-1 pitch from Horton. It's going to be a high fly ball into right field. Racing back is Cruz, and it's over his head, off the wall. Throw comes back in, and Kwan's going to have a 2-out double. The Dodgers aren't done here in this inning. Looking for 2-out magic on their part, and that'll bring in Andy Pages. First pitch to him. It's going to be a tapper to third base. Castro's got it. Easy throw to first, and we pitch around that 2-out double. Horton's like, thank you, defense, thank you. We're through 2 innings, and it's 2-0 Washington. And we're going to skip ahead to the top of the 6th inning. Offense is at a premium in this game as well, just like game 1. CJ's going to lead things off. He's 0-for-1 with a walk and a steal. Run scored on the home run. The 0-1 pitch from Glasnow. is going to be shot in the left field, and that's going to drop and be a base hit. So CJ is going to get on again to start an inning. You know he's going to be off and running. He's staying hot in the postseason. He's one of clearly our hottest hitters. There goes CJ. Here's the pitch. Inside, throw down, and he is out at second base as Rushing guns down another runner. Didn't look like he had the greatest jump over there at first base. See this replay. Oh, yeah, that was a really late delayed steal, and he was out easily. Probably should have swung with Buxton to try and foul it off or hit it to the right side. And that was a strike right on the bag. And now we have nobody on and one out. Full count to Buxton. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on the slider for the second out of the inning. And the inning started very promising, and now we have nobody on and 2 out, and they're going to the pen. It's a lot of pitches thrown by Glass now, and they don't want to give up any more runs. So he is out of this game. Our game plan of making him throw out a lot of pitches is working. We just haven't been able to turn it into runs. And coming in out of the pen is going to be River Ryan, who's a starting pitcher, pitching out of the bullpen here in the playoffs. See his numbers on the season. They got him pitching as a reliever. He's really a starting pitcher, and 13 home runs in 76 innings is not good. Neither is 35 walks. So maybe we can get to him here and tack on some more runs. James Wood will be the first one he has to face. 1 for 2 with a single in his last at-bat, which you didn't see. And here's another ground ball to the left side, and that's through. So his second single of the day. Hopefully that gets his offense going for the rest of the series. 2-out single. Going to get a rally going here with Vinny at the plate. 1 on and 2 out. 2-0 Nats here in the 6th. And it gets by the catcher. Wood takes off for second. Throw down. And he is in safe on the wild pitch. Delayed reaction by Wood at first base, but he gets in safely. So now we have a man at second and 2 out. 2-1 count to Vinny. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball to center field. Pages running back, and that ball is gone! Vinny Pasquantino, his first postseason home run of the season. And it is now 4-0 Nationals on a pair of 2-run homers in this game. Couldn't have come at a better time. And the wind is blowing out the center field, so he didn't need to get all of it. See this replay. Where was this pitch? It was thigh high. It wasn't belt high, a little lower, but he went and got it. Hammered it into the netting beyond the center field wall. And that'll bring in Luis Garcia now with nobody on and 2 outs. Nationals up to a 4-0 lead now. Give us a little more breathing room than what we had. 1-0 count on Garcia. Here's a pitch from Ryan. Here's a high fly ball into left field. Quan racing over towards the line, towards the corner, and he's going to have it for the 3rd out. For the Nats, big 2-run shot by Vinny Pasquantino. Doubles our lead, makes it 4-0 now. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, hopefully Cade Horton can keep doing what he's doing. Give us a win here in Game 2. We're going to jump ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning. Nothing happened in the bottom of 6th or the top of the 7th, and Bryce Harper's going to lead things off. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 3-2 count, and make that 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts as Horton strikes him out on a 12-6 curveball. Tough night for Bryce Harper against his old team, and that'll bring in Chapman with nobody on and 1 out. Here's going to be a ground ball to short. Abrams scoops that, throw to first, and there are 2 quick outs here in the 7th inning. Just what you want to see. That'll bring in Dalton Rushing, having a rough postseason, 0 for 2 tonight. Having a good game defensively, though. 1-1 pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball, base hit up the middle, so he gets off the schneid and gives the Dodgers a man on base now with 2 out as they try and mount a rally late. That'll bring in Stephen Kwan, 1 for 2 with a double. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a line drive over short, and that's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Rushing on his way to 3rd. Throw comes back in, and he's going to score from first, and the Dodgers get on the board as Stephen Kwan's 2nd double of the game drives in their first run. See this replay. Rushing runs pretty well for a catcher. He was flying around the bases. And that'll bring the tying run on deck for LA. And we're going to go to the pen. We don't want Horton's game to get totally destroyed. Had an outstanding start tonight. He'd retired 9 batters in a row before rushing single, so he was on a roll. Coming in out of the pen, Hiroki Sasaki, former LA Dodger. See what he's done in the postseason. He's been great for us out of the pen, especially with men in scoring position with that 99 clutch. And he's going to face Andy Pajes, who's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts, 1 for 5 in the series. 1-2 count on him. Here's the pitch. And takes strike 3, painted right there in the inside corner at the letters. And Hiroki comes in and shuts this down. We only give up 1 run in the inning. And LA thought they were going to get a big rally going. We smoke it out with this. Look at this painted pitch right there. We're up 4-1 after 7 innings. And we're going to go all the way to the bottom of the 9th. Still no offense pretty much for us and for them either, as Pete Fairbanks going to come in and try and get the save here. See what he's done in the postseason. And we're also going to make a change defensively. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is going to come in and play second base, give us a little more range than what Garcia has. First man up is going to be Kyle Tucker. First pitch to him. And it's going to be a shot in the center field. Buxton will race over, and he's going to have that. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th. Got to love that start to the inning. That'll bring in Bryce Harper, 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Having a dreadful night. Hopefully that'll continue. 1-1 count on him. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball, second base. Falefa's got it. Turns and throws. And there we go. 2 up, 2 down. Just need 1 more out to go here. It made a difference playing Kiner-Falefa instead of Garcia on that one. And that'll bring in Chapman with nobody on and 2 out. First pitch to him. There's a high fly ball down the left field line again, hooking, and that ball is out of here. Exact same place that he hit one the other night in game 1. And so Chapman's got 2 home runs in the series already, and he definitely is going to be the nemesis. Might have to just start pitching around that guy. And now it's a 4-2 ball game. 2 outs here in the 9th. Chapman, a huge acquisition from them, shows up in the postseason when they need it. See this replay. Where was this location? Yeah, bell tie. Can't leave it there. Luckily, there was nobody on base. And Wood just kind of stood there and watched it. He knew it was gone. That'll bring us to Dalton rushing with nobody on and 2 outs. Got to keep him off base. And here's a line shot in the center field, and that's going to get down and get by Buxton and go all the way to the wall. Rushing going to be in with a double. So a single and a double in his last 2 at-bats, and now that's going to bring the tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Definitely not what we wanted. Stephen Kwan, 2 for 3, 2 doubles, RBI at the plate, having a game. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball short. CJ's got it. Throw to first, and we dodge it and get out of the 9th inning. Hang on and get this win in game 2. They made it interesting. Fairbanks finishes it off. And this series is tied now. So we're going to go head back to D.C. A great start there by Cade Horton. The boys are pumped. Came in here, did what they want to do, at least get a split. Now if we can win 3 at home, we wrap up the series. Highly unlikely, but here we go. Horton, 6 2/3, only 1 earned run. Vinny with a 2-run shot. Buxton with a 2-run shot. Chapman with a home run. And like I said, series tied, going back to D.C. You got to keep this going on both sides, offense and pitching. The box score, 2 hits for Wood. Buxton and Pasquantino with the 2-run homers. We struck out 8 times. Horton with an excellent start. Sasaki came in, put out the fire. Fairbanks tried to start a fire in the 9th, but got out of it, pitched around it, got the save. On the Dodgers side, see 2 hits for rushing, 2 hits for Kwan. Both hits for Kwan were doubles. And Glasnow didn't pitch poorly, but we made him throw a lot of pitches, and we got to River Ryan to give us the insurance run that turned out to be the difference in the game. Now we're back home in D.C. for Game 3 of this NLCS. Back in front of the home fans, sellout crowd, all excited. And this is a big game. Winner of this game, take control of the series. Hopefully the home crowd will have us pumped and ready to go. And see the 3-0 loss in Game 1, 4-2 win in Game 2. And on the mound for us tonight, first we get to them, Dodgers, big thunderous bats. We got to shut them down, and on the mound for us it's going to be Brad Lord. Hopefully he has another good start. Really need him to keep their lineup in check. It's the postseason on MLB The Show 26. As I said, Lord on the mound. See his dominant start, 45% strikeout rate against the Brewers in his one start. And don't think he can keep that up, but we can at least keep these guys in the park. And leading things off will be Kyle Tucker. Shohei is back in the lineup after sitting out game 2. 1-2 count on Tucker, and here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on a four-seamer. Great start going there by Brad Lord. That's what we wanted, what we needed. Here's the lineup. Shohei back in the lineup. Mookie drops to 3. Harper drops to 5. And just a star-studded lineup. And Shohei stepping in. I would imagine anytime he pitches the next day, he's going to be off. So we'll have to see when his next start is. Here's a 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball, and CJ knocks it down, and it's going to be an infield single as he unwisely throws. He's already on the bag. So now we have 1 on and 1 out for Mookie Betts. He's down on count 1-2. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a shot into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit, and Shohei's going to go to third on the play. So the Dodgers already starting this game better than they did last one. That'll bring up the dangerous Matt Chapman with men in the corners and 1 out. See if we can get him to hit one on the ground and get in a double play. Here's the pitch, and he hits it in the air to left field. Wood races over. Shohei tags. Here's the catch. Here's the throw, and he's going to score as they cut it off. He's in safely, and the Dodgers are up 1-0 here in the top of the first. That'll bring in Bryce Harper. Had a dreadful game 2. Back home and from his old hometown crowd, though. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a shot into left field. Wood racing over towards the corner, and he's going to have that for the third out. But the Dodgers score first here in Game 3. Jump out to a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom half. And on the mound, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So he had a horrendous first start in the postseason here, but we know he's a really good pitcher. Went 11-9 with a 3.33 ERA in the regular season. So he is not to be taken lightly. Leading things off, C.J. Abrams. He's hitting 3.33 in the postseason. See if he can get things started like he did in Game 2. Down to count 1-2, though. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on a high fastball, and that's how we start the bottom of the first inning. Here's our lineup. Exactly the same as last game. What worked doesn't need to be changed. Byron Buxton got that first home run, first RBI of the postseason last game with that 2-run homer in the first. Got nobody on and 1 out, 2-2 count. And he swings and misses and strikes out on the splitter. So Yamamoto off to a quick start with 2 Ks and 2 batters, and that'll bring in James Wood with nobody on and 2 out. And the first pitch to Wood on the way. There's a ground ball snagged by Chapman at third, spins and fires, and there's the third out. As we go down quickly, 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first inning. Off to the second, Dodgers up 1-0. And leading things off, Stephen Kwan with those 2 big doubles in Game 2. 0-2 count on him. Here's the pitch from Lord. It's going to be a ground ball to first. McVeigh's got it. Turns, throws, and Lord beats Kwan to the bag, and that's the first out here in the second inning. That'll bring in center fielder Andy Pages, having a good postseason, just not a good start to this series. And the 0-1 pitch to him on the way. There's a shot to left field. Wood racing back, and he catches it over the shoulder with a second out. Sinking line drive. Glad he's so tall. And that'll bring in rushing. Nobody on and 2 out. And the first pitch to him is ripped foul down the first base line. McVeigh diving attempt. And the 1-1 pitch is a shot to right, and that one's out of here. Dalton rushing off the foul pole gives the Dodgers a 2-0 lead. Got all of that. Having a rough postseason, but man, he's had a single, a double, and a home run in his last 3 at-bats in this series, so he is heating up. And we're having trouble keeping these guys in the park. Hooked it, and Hooks it, and yeah, right off the mesh part of the foul pole. That'll bring in Nico Horner with nobody on and 2 out. He's having a rough postseason as well. Down in count 0-2. Here's a pitch from Lord. And little blooper over first base, and it's going to drop for a base hit. The Dodgers aren't done here in the second inning. Get a man on with 2 out. I'll bring in Kyle Tucker as we go back to the top of the order. Here's the first pitch to him. There's a ground ball to short. CJ's got it. Flip to second, and the force ends the inning. But LA doubles their lead on the solo shot by Dalton Rushing off the right field foul pole. Need to find some offense here in the bottom of the second. And lead things off will be Vinny. Hit that big 2-run homer in game 2 to give us enough room to get the win. See if he can get on base here to start the second. He's ahead in the count 3-0. And the pitch from Yamamoto is high for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk starts the inning. Gotta like that. That'll bring in Luis Garcia. It's much better with men in scoring position. See if we can get men in scoring position. See if we can get another hit or walk. Down to count 0-1. And the pitch is finally on the way. There's a ground ball to short. Betts flip the second for 1. Relay to first in a 6-4-3 double play. Wipes out that base runner. It's kind of a demoralizing. You get the guy on. You're struggling offensively, and then you just give him a room service double play. Now we're going to have nobody on and 2 out. That'll bring in Dylan Cruz, struggling at the plate all postseason. Like that he draws walks, but we need to have him getting base hits. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch from Yamamoto. And swing and a miss as he blows him away with a high fastball. In an inning that started promising quickly, turned south on a double play and a strikeout. Yamamoto dominating the Nationals. Hasn't allowed a hit through 2 as we're down 2-0. And we're going to skip to the top of the 6th inning. Not much going on for either team. Mookie Betts will step in. Ohtani flight out to start the inning. Got a 2-2 count on Betts. Here's the pitch and check swing, and they say it's a strike anyway. So he strikes him out for the second out of the inning. Lord is pitching a great game. He's losing 2-0. Here's the first pitch to Chapman. It's going to be a ground ball inside the first base bag and down into the right field corners. Cruz races over to get it. And Chapman on his way to second with a 2-out double. Dodgers just hitting the ball where we can't get to, and that'll bring in Bryce Harper now. Man on second and 2 outs. 2-0 lead by LA. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. There's a shot to right, and that one is way out of here. Bryce Harper goes deep off his old team in his old ballpark. And now we're down 4-0. I don't think that's where we wanted that pitch to be located, and Bryce lost it. Man. Looked like we were going to get out of this inning double and then a 2-run shot. Now we're down 4-0 as he keeps that fair. They've hit both home runs down the right field line tonight. That'll bring in Kwan with nobody on and 2 out. Ford was on a roll, and now we're down 4. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt for ball 4, so he's going to get a 2-out walk. Ford unraveling here in the 6th inning, and we've seen enough going to the pen. Got to get somebody in here to shut this rally down right now and keep it at 4-0. Deserve better, but sometimes you got to locate better, and both those home runs were not in places you need to throw the ball. And coming in will be Andre Granillo, his first appearance in the postseason. He didn't need our bullpen very much in the first round. See if he can shut down this rally here in the 6th inning as Andy Pajes steps in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 1-2 out, and the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to short. CJ's got it. Flip the second, and we finally get out of this inning. But unfortunately, they scored 2 runs with 2 outs on a double and then a 2-run shot by Bryce Harper. Anderson's down 4-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. We only have 2 hits, guys. We got to get offense from somebody. And leading off bottom of 6th, Harry Ford really struggling in the postseason. Being 111 with a home run. He's down to count 0-2. Here's a pitch from Yamamoto, and swing and a miss, and he strikes out on the splitter, and that's how we start the bottom of the 6th. Another leadoff strikeout. That'll bring in CJ. First pitch to him. There's a high fly ball down the left field line, and Quan kind of cruising over, and he's got that for the second out. That'll bring in Buxton. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Offense is just not doing anything against these Japanese pitchers. Full count on Buxton now. I'll take a walk. Here's the pitch. And it's ground ball, base hit to right field as they had to shift on. If Horner's playing his normal position, that's a third out, but we'll take that. So now we have a man on first and 2 out. That'll bring in James Wood, 1 for 2 with a single. Had 2 singles in game 2, so maybe he's heating up. Wood hit it here. Well, I don't know where he's standing with the sign. Hopefully he'll reach it. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball into left center field. Quan racing back to the track, to the wall, and it's out of here. James Wood does hit it here into the left field bullpen. And now we're only down 4-2. We needed that badly from him. Our biggest players need to be our best players in the postseason, and he goes Apo Taco to get us back in this ball game. The offense was left for dead, but we get a 2-out single, a 2-out opposite field home run. Maybe that'll spark the offense the rest of the game, get the crowd back into the game, see the replay. And that's going to be it for Yamamoto. We'll get him out of the game before he blows this game up as well. Good start by him. We finally get to him here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And coming in out of the pen, it's going to be right-hander Orion Kirkering, who they acquired in a trade as well. These guys can just go out and trade for everybody, sign everybody. It's kind of not fair, but it is what it is. That's why everybody hates LA. And that'll bring in Vinny Pasquantino with nobody on and 2 out. He runs the count full, see if he can get on base, bring the tying run to the plate. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball into left field. Quan will settle under that one, just a towering pop-up. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But the Nats respond. James Wood, big 2-run shot to left field. Gets us on the board. And makes this a 4-2 deficit. Now we have a chance as we go to the 7th inning. And the Dodgers will go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. So we'll bring it to the bottom of the 7th. Luis Garcia leading things off. Trying to get on base to bring the tying run up. Down to count 1-2. Here's a pitch. Here's a high fly ball in left field. Quan racing over into the corner. And he's got it. Just shy of the wall on the warning track. Long running catch by the left fielder. Garcia thought he had a double. That'll bring in Dylan Cruz 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Back to his hitting woes from earlier in the playoffs. And the count 2-0 though. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive over second base, and that's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. And Cruz will be on with a 1-out double to the right center field gap. There we go, and that'll definitely bring the tying run to the plate, and it's a hit like I was asking for. He drives that pitch the other way. See this replay. Waits on it and drives it into the gap. Uses his speed to get a double. Now it's just going to need a single to cut this to a 1-run game. There's another look. That was a hanger. He got it. That'll bring in Tom McVay, struggling, only 1 for 8 in this series. Need to get him going as well. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch from Kirkering. And he swings over the sweeper and strikes out for the 2nd out, way out in front of that pitch. And they're going back to the pen. Kirkering's been in for a little bit, so he's run up his pitch count. He's up to 20 pitches, I think. He's done. They don't want to have a tired pitcher blow this one, and they're going to bring in the lefty, Adrian Morejon. See, he's had a great postseason for them. And he's going to turn Willie Castro around, make him bat right-handed. 1 for 2 with a single tonight, 1 for 8 in the series. Need to get him going again. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he swings and misses and strikes out on the slider, so the Dodgers shut down that rally. Get the 1-out double and can't get him in. It was a prime opportunity for us to at least get it back to a 1-run game, but McVay and Castro fail. And the Dodgers keep that 4-2 lead as we head to the 8th inning. And we're going to skip to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers went down 1-2-3 again, and Jacob Young is going to come in and pinch hit for the struggling Harry Ford. Ford is just lost at the plate right now. First pitch to Young is right down the middle for a strike. Young at least has some good contact, good speed if we can get him on the bag. And runs the count full. Maybe he can draw a walk. Here's the pitch. And way high for ball 4. So yeah, he does his job of getting on base to start the inning, bring the tying run to the plate. And that's CJ 0 for 3 in the night, but we know he has plenty of power. And he's hit 2 of those 4 home runs off left-handed pitchers. Down to count 0-2. Here's the pitch, and here's a ground ball to second base, and Horner's going to go to first base and get the easy outs. He wasn't going to get 2 on the play. Young's going to move up to second base. There's 1 out now for Buxton. Got a single, a run scored, hit a 2-run shot in game 2. I'll take another one right here to tie this game up. 0-1 pitch. Base hit into left field, and that's going to get down, and Young's going to round third, and he's going to score, and it's down to a 4-3 game. As Buxton comes through his second single in the game. Clutch RBI there. And now you know we're going to send him to this replay. Just turns on it, hooks it over the top of Chapman's head, and Young scores easily, and that'll bring in Wood. Nobody on, 1 out. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. Strike, throw down. He's in safe by a mile. So now the tying run is on second base with 1 out. See, the replay had a great jump. Rushing had absolutely no chance on that play. He was in before the ball even got to the glove. Now we just need a 1-out single by Wood, and the game will be tied. 2-2 pitch, and swing and a miss on the slider, and he strikes out. Second out of the inning. I can't hit off-speed pitches with him to save my life, and they're going back to the pen. I don't know why. They have a left-handed batter coming up. But, yeah, they're going back to the pen. And they're going to their closer, Brad Keller, going to have him try for a 4-out save here. Dangerous hitter at the plate in Pasquantino, though. See, he's perfect on the postseason so far. Vinny, 0 for 2 of the walk. 1 hit in the series, was a big 2-run homer. Down to count 0-2. See if we can get another. Just a base hit. We don't need a home run. Base hit. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on a high fastball. So Keller comes in and shuts down the rally. We get 1 in the inning. Leave the tying run at second base as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Dodgers cling to a 4-3 lead. And coming in and out of the pen for us will be Jalen Beeks. Trying to keep this at a 1-run game. One of our best lefty relievers in the pen. And Bryce Harper are going to lead things off. See, he's 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. That's the difference in this ball game right now, that 2-run homer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Here's a high fly ball to right field, and that one is gone. Man. Bryce Harper, second home run of the game. And now it's back to a 5-3 lead. We cannot keep these guys in the park. It's the 3rd home run they've hit in this game alone. Second one by Harper. And loves hitting in this park, apparently. Maybe we should have traded for him instead of Vinny. And that was out over the plate, hung it, and it was gone immediately. He knew it, and so did our entire defense, and that is a shame. We're going to have more work to do in the bottom half of this inning. That'll bring in Stephen Kwan. Nobody on, nobody out. 0-2 pitch, and there's a shot into right field, and that's going to get down and get by Cruz and go all the way to the wall. Kwan's going to have another extra base hit. It's his 3rd double in 2 games. And the Dodgers aren't done now. Man on second and nobody out here in the 9th. That'll bring in Pajes. Down to count 1-2. And swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Throw down to first. And that's the first out here in the 9th. And now we reset with rushing. 2-2 count on him. And here's a little tapper to first. McVay's got that. He'll race to the bag for the second out as the runner moves up to third. At least we kept him in the park this time. And that'll bring in Nico Horner. Man on third and 2 out. See if we can get out of this with only giving up 1 run. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a high fly ball to the left, and that one is gone. What is going on, guys? Oh, man. Another shot. Another 2-run shot. Beeks having a disastrous top of the 9th. We were down, only needing 1 run, and now we're down 7-3. The Dodgers' power shows up when they need it most late in this game to expand their lead back out. Where did he put this ball? Yeah, let her high right over the middle of the plate. He turned on it. And we're going to go to the Bottom of the 9th inning, we have a man on first and 2 out. Keller trying to finish off this win. Willie trying to get on base. Down and count 1-2. And a pitch, and he strikes out on a four-seamer up around the letters, and the Dodgers come to town, win Game 3, take a 2-1 lead. Pound homers all over the field. Yamamoto pitches a great game. Our offense started to wake up, and then our pitching fell apart. And the Dodgers, like I said, take a 2-1 lead as Yamamoto has a good start. Harper goes deep twice. Wood wakes up, hits a home run. And our pitching failed us in this one. Now we got to come back to Game 4. Got to get the win, even things up. Look at this box score. 2 hits for Ohtani, 2 hits for Harper, 2 hits for Horner. Home runs by Rushing, Horner, and 2 by Harper. Yamamoto, 2 runs in less than 6 innings. Orhone gave up a run late, but Keller shut us down in the 8th and 9th inning. Our side, 2 hits for Buxton, 2 for Wood. Home run by Wood. Struck out 12 times. Lord pitched okay till the very last inning. He pitched, and Beeks had a horrendous 8th inning, and yeah, we're down 2-1 now. And now we have to bounce back in Game 4. Reynaldo Lopez kind of had a up and down start against Milwaukee. Need to have a really good start out of him. Facing the left-hander, Blake Snell. All these guys on the Dodgers strike out 9 million guys, so we're going to have our hands full again at the plate. Over on the American League side, Boston and Seattle split their first 2 games, so we'll have to see who takes the lead in that one. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Hope you guys are enjoying the franchise. If you do, please hit the like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit the notification bell so we know when the next episode goes live, and we will be back for Game 4 and 5, the NLCS between the Dodgers and the Nationals. You guys take care, and go Nats.